So this episode, the second episode of One Punch Man Season 2, gave me the intensity and the vibes and the excitement that I have got when watching One Punch Man Season 1. Much more so than last week's episode. That's not to say that episode 1 was a bad episode. The character development of certain characters in this episode was so much better by leaps and bounds. Pretty much, like I said, it highlights two fundamental parts that I love about the show. One is the excitement when it comes to the intense action. The other is, more importantly, is the more insight we got into three characters in particular: Hellish Blizzard, aka Lady Blizzard, Speed of Sound Sonic, and Saitama. So we start off with, I guess, at the Hero Association with Sitch, and I guess the cat's out of the bag thanks to Sonic, finding out, he's trying to recruit underlings, criminals, and heroes to try and take care of this threat that Shibawa that ended up foreseeing this prophecy in 6 months that's supposed to be a huge threat to everyone. So because of that, it's got Sitch on edge, pretty much. Garo just pretty much straight up gets introduced, and the three heroes that we got introduced to last week when it comes to, I guess, Magic Man, Loincloth, and Blue Fire, they already got introduced just to get fatherized by Garo, which I know there's going to be hype for this guy right from Jump Street, but that being said, until I see it, I won't believe it until this guy is actually a threat to Saitama, because this, again, it just highlights that Saitama is just too OP at this point. Garo is a beast, there's a savage, there's no doubt about it. In fact, we got more insight into his mentality and his personality. He just straight out says, no, I can take all you guys, I don't need to, I'm not interested in being a hero, I'm more intrigued in being a monster. So he's not he doesn't have a hero mentality whatsoever. He doesn't have any leadership or loyalty, and he just straight up fatherizes everybody in that facility, takes care of Magic Man and Loincloth. In fact, Loincloth does take care of one of the underlings before, pretty much. Blue Fire tries to launch an attack because he gets pissed, no, you're not fit to be a hero and to join up with us. But Garo, before the attack landed, you can already see that Garo's attack landed on Blue Fire because you see the blood on his cheek, and then you just see his hand come off. So, I mean, that did absolutely nothing. They just got fatherized. That was the reason why they were introduced. Declaration of war, thanks to Garo. It's yo, I'm going to be back in 6 months, but I'm going to train in the meantime. I'm going to be even stronger. So you better get you guys prepared for this threat, because this prophecy that spoke of the greatest threat is going to be me. So you better get ready, boys. So I love that because it sets up so much hype, and the fact that he says, I'm going to be training in the meantime. Yeah, it tells me that he doesn't rest on staying at this level of power, even though he's pretty much broken at this point. And like I thought last week, with the credits that we got, the song we got, and the visuals, that was indeed the opening for this week. What do you guys think about the opening when it comes to the visuals? Obviously, they're pretty good. Obviously, the opening is pretty catchy. It gets you hyped with the one punch at the end. So, obviously, it's job getting you hyped up. So, that's kind of cool. Then we go to Lady Blizzard, and she's approaching Saitama's house. So if he kicks up or brings up an attitude, let's just take care of him. And it's obvious what our plan is. Then we go over to Genos and Saitama. And even though Saitama is just casually washing up, you get Genos mentioning about... But the only thing he mentions of interest is Saitama's been taking care of villains, but not reporting it. But people have been observing it, which is why he's been climbing up the ranks. So it's kind of proven why by the end of this episode, or why he hasn't reported it. But Saitama freaks out when Genos brings up the whole mention of a fan club. Then we get a cool interaction between Genos and Speed of Sound Sonic, when Sonic's like, I know Saitama's here, bring him out, I've come to play, and he's my rival, so I'm here to defeat him. Genos is like, don't make me laugh, you know, rival. So that triggers a fight between the two, an off-screen fight, by the way, because it immediately cuts to Lady Blizzard, or two underlings, knocking on Saitama's door. I believe one of them Wild Monkey, and the other one's called Eyelashes. Two bodyguards of Lady Blizzard. They get fatherized, but And the way that Saitama just interacts, like, oh, you're delivery man, cool. No, we're higher ranks than you. We're here to bring you a proposition on the part of Lady Blizzard. And she's like, yo, join up my ranks and I'll help me out and I'll help you climb the ranks of being a hero. You can't stay at this level without seeking additional help. It's just not possible. Saitama's like, no, I'm not interested. And then he puts two and two together. He's like kind of like dumbfounded at first, like what's going on here. Then he kind of puts two and two together. It's like, oh, you're just scared that I'm going to climb higher than you, which sounds cocky as fuck. But when it's coming from Saitama, there's nothing cocky about it because you know he can back it up. But I just thought it was super hilarious. Like, yo, I asked this wild monkey, just take care of him, kill him. We can't let this slide. They both get a trip to Uppercut City. They're done, and the look that Lady Blizzard gives, like, yeah, she fucked up. And I was like, oh gosh, this is not going to be a threat at all. So even though there was a fight that broke out, and she's like, and Saitama's like lecturing her, is not only giving the intimidating abuse, but also the verbal abuse too, because he's like, oh, this is no way to act like a hero. And she's like, you talk to me like that, you're dead. Just like Tatsumaki, aka Tornado, she can use her psychic powers or psychic abilities to summon a tornado called Hellstorm. I'm going to kill you. Does nothing to Saitama as expected. And it's like, you don't get it. This is not how you're going to climb the rank by seeking additional help just for your own gain to become a hero. That's not what it's about. And we do get a glimpse into a personality and a backstory, kind of. Who are you to lecture me? She just summons even more psychedelic powers, but it does nothing to Saitama. She encloses him in a rock, but we see this before he just busts out of there like nothing. And Speed Blitz is right behind Blizzard. Before he connects with a punch, it's kind of like the slow-mo punch. I guess the interaction between Speeder, Sound Sonic and Genos interrupted that fight, and they both get nailed. So we get two fights in one, pretty much. And this was kind of cool. We saw an interaction between Genos and Speeder, Sound Sonic in Season 1, but we never got a fight. So this was kind of cool. They were speed blitzing each other. Genos with his modified parts way faster than before. Even Saitama was like, oh, he used to be. And I love how he just mentions, oh, but he's way faster than the time we messed around. Not even taking it serious, like we're just playing around. So he was speed blitzing Speeder, Sound Sonic, but Sonic was still able to dodge most of his attacks. In fact, neither one got an initial blow-in. It's an interesting technique. He increases his speed to create after images and clones, I guess. Tenfold Funeral, which is pretty much an after image technique. There's 4 of Speeder, Sound Sonic with his after image. This is where Genos has a problem keeping up with the speed. So he's like, you know what? I'm just going to blow up the area with I'm going to use my incineration cannon to just blow up the area, so I just get him on one fell swoop. Saitama puts the brakes to that because before Sonic could attack, Saitama's like, no. This is way too close to the apartment, and you're going to cause a lot of damage. And he does give Genos a lecture, like your parts are not for show to show off in a street brawl. What are you doing? He's like a mother scolding a child. So what are you doing here? So that's kind of cool. And then Saitama's like, no, Speeder, Sound Sonic's my rival, so I'm going to take him on. Finally, we get the rematch, even though we kind of knew what the outcome was going to be. But even Speeder, Sound Sonic acknowledged that. It's like, no. And this is where we got some insight into what is more of his character. It's like, no, I can't back down and I can't lose this, because if I do, and I can't feel that way, keep feeling that way, I need to win this because I'll never be able to move forward. That right there is the resolve I can appreciate. So even though it wasn't going to amount to nothing because nobody's going to defeat Saitama, not yet anyway, Sonic uses the after image again. Then out of nowhere, Saitama just uses a serious sideways jump. I love it how he labels it serious series. Like, he's got a serious punch and now he's got a serious after image, pretty much. He's just speed blitzes Speeder, Sound Sonic, just wrecks him. By the way, during that Genos and Speeder, Sound Sonic fight, Genos was able to get a piece of Sonic's hair. I do have to mention this though. Even though Genos may have won that fight, technically speaking, and Genos kind of mentioned this, trained crazy to get this fast. So you got to give props to Sonic for that. And even Lady Blizzard pretty much acknowledged Speeder, Sound Sonic could be S-class if he became a hero. So I don't know if that's foreshadowing something. But either way, Lady Blizzard cannot keep up with the speed of these three heroes. So that should tell you everything you need to know right there. Then we get more insight to Lady Blizzard and why she was incensed on having Saitama join with her to help her climb the ranks. It's because she feels threatened because she realizes that there's no way she can climb to rank 1. And top ranking heroes, like we got 3 samurais that are under the tutelage of Atomic Samurai. I believe we've got Ian, I believe that's how it's pronounced, then Akama Itachi, then Bushi Drill. So we got 3 ranks of Class A samurai that are under Atomic Samurai, and we know how powerful he was. Mention of Amaya Mask, his interaction with a certain villain who was frozen but then got brought back to life. He just gets dealt with. Amaya Mask just kicks him in the knee. I think he takes his knee out, and then he just 2 blows to the skull. He uses a punch, and then it looks like a shockwave that just blows his jaw into the Kingdom Come. He's done. Amaya Mask is like, no, I'm not that. I need to bring you back to the Hero Association, but I'm not that kind. So, and apparently he got a haircut too, because the last time I saw him in season 1, where he's lecturing the heroes, he pretty much has long hair. I think so, at least. Old ways, and it's going to be interesting to see what he does going forward. He may be a threat to Genos, but I don't see him being a threat to Saitama. Until I see it, I won't believe it. Interaction with Fubaki, and the reason why she feels inferior is because she's overshadowed by Tatsumaki, aka Tornado, her older sister. I mentioned this briefly. We had an OVA about this. Like she's like, oh, she feels overshadowed because of Tornado's abilities. Like it's second to none. And Fubaki couldn't do anything close to resemble what her sister could, so she feels overshadowed by that. So that's the reason why she feels she can't climb the ranks as high as Tornado. It's just impossible. There's too many OP broken heroes, which I agree with, but that's not a lesson she gets from Genos and Saitama. Briefly mentioned King. I guess she isn't aware of what King's role in this. Nothing more than a troll. But we found out last week, which is kind of disappointing still, but you kind of come to accept it. Out of nowhere, King just bursts in, and I think there was a part in the episode where Saitama just oversaves on King's game, or his video game, so he gets pissed off by it, and they just go back and forth. And I love the expression that Blizzard gives, Lady Blizzard gives, when she realizes that's King. What the hell's he doing here? Piling around with Saitama and Genos. She gives a similar expression when she sees Genos, like, Disciple, what's going on here? Comes to realize maybe I should be asking them to join me. Maybe I should join them, which I appreciate, because maybe she will, and maybe by understanding Saitama and Genos a little bit better, she'll come to realize maybe she will work to try and climb the ranks higher, kind of like Saitama. And Genos kind of gives us a brief description of what Saitama's all about. He doesn't care about climbing the ranks. He's just there for a hero, nothing more, nothing less. And it's because people want to associate with Saitama because he's strong, which we already knew, but just the fact that he's coming from Genos. And I think Lady Blizzard may have some type of feelings. I don't know, but we'll see as things go along here. I did find it hilarious how Lady Blizzard was talking about her sister Tatsumaki, how Genos referred to it as nothing but that brat. That was hilarious. Genos has been feeling a little bit salty, even though that brat technically whooped your ass and sent you to a bunch of rocks in season 1. Genos has been salty, mad salty lately. We do get a scene after the credits where I guess we go back to the Hero Association, where there's been a meeting after Sitch got the word that Garrett is going to come back in 6 months, and nobody's taking it seriously. In fact, they're more concerned about giving Saitama and Genos nicknames. Genos got named the Demon Cyborg, and Saitama the Cape Baldy, and Sitch is like, we should be more focused on the threat of Garo. Nobody taking it seriously, which to me may be a good thing, because the less you take it seriously, the more surprised you'll be when it turns out he could be something epic that actually pushes Saitama to take this seriously for the first time. And we do get a brief mention, let's just send Silverfang Bang to take care of this. So maybe that's setting up a potential Bang versus Garo fight. So that would be kind of awesome to see. Decent episode, far better than last week's. So this episode, much like Saitama, gave me hope that maybe season 2 can be a success if done right. So we'll see how things play along. The Garo hype is real. I don't know how much of a threat he'll be to Saitama. I don't read the manga. I can only imagine. I hope he turns out to be a threat. Because, I mean, look how it turned out with Boros. Even though it was an awesome animated fight, it was still... At no point in that fight between Lord Boros and Saitama was Saitama in any danger. Never. So, I hope that changes down the line. So, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this review if you did. Subscribe to the channel for more One Punch Man. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.